So, like, folks following along at home if they want to can listen to what we're talking about or offer any other insights. What we're talking about tonight is The Strain by Guillermo del Toro, and because I'm so prepared, I left the Kindle over in my book bag, which is nowhere near me, because that's how we roll. So, ladies, I guess, okay, Cabana Boy is going to get my Kindle for me. Thank you. I think it's in my purse. I think I decided to put it in there because I took it out of its protective cover, which was like, uber smart, and then I slammed my book bag all around this morning. Thanks, son. So I will be the first to say that horror isn't my typical thing that I really like, but I was kind of pleasantly surprised by this. Maybe it was because it wasn't like right in front of my face and you had to imagine I could kind of skip over the uber gory parts. But Helena, let's start with you. What you said you read this before, then you got to listen to Ron Perlman read it, on the audiobook.
Yeah, Ron. I always think these guys who are actors who, when they decide to break into doing narrations on audiobooks, they don't normally make the transition well. So I found his pronunciation of some of the names kind of peculiar, like the star of our story is Ephraim, and he keeps calling it Eve. It's like Eve?
Yeah, so, how do you pronounce that? Because I'm like F, but...
Ephraim. And it's like Eve? Why does he call him Eve? So, and he definitely sounds like Ron Perlman, so it kind of was a little intrusive. But I read the book in, like, words, so that was okay. But the Ron Perlman experience was a little peculiar.
I can imagine how that would throw anybody, for a loop, having a well-known actor with a distinct voice and cadence.
Exactly.
The narrating it. Jackie, how about you? You were like the master reader a couple weeks ago.
Are you guys able to hear me now?
I can barely hear you. Can you get any closer?
Sure. I don't know what's wrong with mine.
Oh, I got a little better. Oh, we got you.
Did you get me? Am I supposed
Yeah,
to...
I can hear you a lot better now.
Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to click something or what I'm supposed to do here.
No, you sound great. You sound fine.
Okay. Yeah, I read them all during spring break. Went through all of them.
That's kind of how I ended up doing it. I finished the one, and then I downloaded the other, and then the third one, and had to binge read it.
Yeah, I had to know what happened next. I thought they were great.
No.
I don't remember where the first one ended.
I know, isn't that terrible? Somebody big appears is what Jerry told me last night. And I can't remember whether it was the Silver Angel or Sardu. Oh, wow, that's really bad. I locked myself out of my own Kindle.
No.
But maybe I go to the end of book one and then figure out which
that's what I'm
was.
Doing.
That's what you're doing now because
the Peroni.
Well, because we're incredibly. Oh, here we go. No, whoops, wrong one. That would be The Night Eternal. That would be book 3. Oh, for God's sake.
Okay. It ends
yes.
where they found Kelly showed up.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Now I'm back to where it is. Did when she got that text from Matt, were you expecting that to happen?
I didn't get that far.
Where was?
Oh, you haven't got. Julia. Oh, that's right. You're trying to.
I'm trying to
catch up.
I have this problem that I force myself finish a book before I start another one, and I was trying really hard to finish the book, and I finally had to give up. Started too late, and then when I got home last night, I was in excruciating pain, so I did no reading last night.
Oh, are you feeling any better today?
Today was better. Today was better.
Good. Okay.
But where are you in the book?
I guess. But that's.
I was asking where she is in the book, where she
It's
left
not
off.
very far. I'm not very far. I'm a little confused, actually, right at the moment. It's just at the point where it's flipping back and forth to Manhattan to Brooklyn to this to that, and I'm like nothing's really happened yet. I'm not very far at all.
Okay.
It did start off a little slow, but I guess what do you say, ladies? About halfway through, we really started kind of picking up some steam.
Yeah.
Once we got the major players established. I agree with you, Julia. I was like I said, I don't know exactly how far you are in the book
Well,
right
okay.
now,
It's fine.
but some of those ancillary characters, some of the other survivors from the flight, like following their stories, it was, I don't know, like a red herring almost. They couldn't really kind of figure out what their purpose was because it really didn't serve to further the story, except as a spread of the virus. Did anyone else kind of get that sense?
I think that it was kind of important to kind of see, like, especially the guy with the wife who was OCD, and that she was so locked into the house, and that she wound up, that he locked himself in the shed so that he wouldn't hurt her or the kids. And I thought that was very interesting. But, yeah, there was a lot of flapping around.
Yeah. And, when you said that, I started thinking that was the first time the whole concept of the dear ones was introduced, but without calling them that. Like, that term wasn't really used, I think. Was it even used in the first book, or did they not bring that one into the second?
It was used.
It was used.
Was bandying about the dear ones.
Okay. But I guess that link wasn't. It took me a while to make that link. Like, oh, okay, that's why we're going back and visiting these, and the little girl going to see her dad and stuff. But the whole involving the kids really kind of gave me the creeps.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought that the setup for with this plane just landing and going dead was very eerie. I thought the whole eclipse thing was very eerie. That whole image of everybody at Yankee Stadium with those glasses on was very eerie. I thought the setup was great. I thought it kind of is exactly like Blade 2.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that, but yeah, even to the vampires.
Actually, that's where it started to pick up for me, because it was like really slow until about that point when they're talking about being in Yankee Stadium and the satellite, the woman in the satellite.
Yeah,
right?
the astronaut, Thalia. Yeah, it was kind of a strange cutaway to her, but the purpose for that becomes clear in the third book.
Okay.
What that was all about. So it actually does tie in, but not for a while. So, you just have a random astronaut floating around in space, talking to her dog, as one does, or a cat. But her cat would be less than. Okay, yeah, whatever. Just go.
Now, is this? Are they am I confused? Are they making a TV series after this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's kind of that piqued my interest in it. It's like, they're gonna build a series, and if we're gonna watch it, then maybe want to know something what it's about. Other than vampires.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see if the vampires wind up looking exactly like the vampires in Blade 2. Very interested to see.
But that would be a good template to use, because there's a lot of similarities.
he directed that movie. So I'm thinking this book seemed to be like a really fleshed out version of the movie. With
Okay.
so you had Wesley Snipes in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole daywalker thing, and then you had Gus Elizalde in the book, and he was kind of like the daywalker kind of in this book. So
Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
very interested to see if how closely is this. Did Del Toro make this movie, and then that precipitated writing this book so that he could flesh it out more?
That's
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, you pointed that out.
now.
What's up, Jack?
Now I have to go watch that. I haven't seen that.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Blade 2. I love Blade 2. I watch it like 30 times a week, I think.
I remember the first one, but I don't really remember the second one.
That's where the vampires' heads were like on hinges. And, like they almost like make their mouths like super extra wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I just don't.
And maybe because there's no Steven Dorff in this one. I don't know.
That's.
Yeah. Priorities, yeah. Is that Jackie? Is that a sleepy kitty behind you?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh. You're just waiting for Jinx to make her appearance because that's what she does. It's like, oh, there's a computer on. I want to see.
I'm surprised I don't have one right on my lap.
Yeah.
Mine are locked upstairs.
Can you see him? There's one.
Aww.
Oh, probably too dark to see this one.
I
She's
see.
next to me. The black one in the and that ridden Pippa.
Oh, poor Pippa.
Poor Pippa.
Poor Pippa.
I'm hiding in the bathtub right now. So.
Oh my God. So the other night that Joe was getting the bath ready for the kids, and I forget where I was. I mean, maybe he was just on starting it, and they come out like shrieking with laughter. What is going on? Well, apparently Jinx jumped into the full bathtub and then couldn't get back out. It's like, wow. Anything I ever said about you about being smart, Cat, I take it back.
Children in the tub, or was nobody in the tub yet?
Noah was in the tub yet. I think Noah was about ready to get in, and there's the cat, and she couldn't get out. She was pissed. Oh my God. So, hey, the cat's in the bathtub story. Okay. All right, but back to the strain. Okay, let's go through some of the characters. How about that?
Okay.
And so we got a couple of main ones. Obviously, F or Eve.
Eve.
I'm not going to be able to get the pronunciation out of my head now. It's terrible. Thoughts about him? Anyone?
I didn't have any strong feelings about him. I mean, he was fine as he's fine as the the hero of our story. I think he kind of fits. The whole idea that he's CDC guy and he's looking out for his kid and all of that stuff. The ending of this book, where he was like so concerned about Satrakian that he missed the opportunity to wallop the master, was like, really, dude? So that kind of irritated me about him. But other than that, I think he's fine as a protagonist for the book.
Jackie, what about you?
Well, the thing that annoys me about some of these characters, him for instance, is that he has this past with his drinking problem. So nobody wants to believe him. Nobody wants to listen to him. His boss at the CDC doesn't want to listen to him because, well, have you been drinking again? That just aggravates me. I mean, can we have a hero that doesn't have an issue where it hindered everything throughout the entire book, you know.
Right.
So, but other than that, you know, I liked him. I was pulling for him. You know.
Oh, Julia, so far, what do you think?
I gotta say,
Oh.
his son drove me crazy through the book, and I would just turn and be done.
Yeah. Yay, teenagers.
But you know, I don't like kids in books anyway. They just, the whole teenage, preteen thing just ruins it for me.
Is it because it's like exaggerated as to what it really is? I mean, you
No, it's like this with so many shows I watch. You know, like Carlin Walking Dead, can't stand them.
Carl's a dick.
Carly in Revolution, can't stand her. You know, that young, you know, I think it is exaggerated. They're trying to make a point that, oh, they're young, stupid, whatever, but does it have to be in everything? You know? So that's just my take on it.
Okay. Julia, how about you?
About Eve?
Yeah, about Eve.
So far, I mean, he's like, so far, he seems to be the one, or where I'm at, he seems to be the one with the most sense, but he doesn't really have, they've not really showed a whole lot of his personality. He's just kind of blah right now. He's not somebody not a character I'd just like totally fall in love with, but not one that, like in a sci-fi movie, that you want to be killed.
Hi, Jackie, who you got with you?
This guy.
Got home. I need to go feed her real quick, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, when I started thinking about it, Eve was reminding. I'm just gonna have to call him that from now on because that's just how it rolls. It reminded me a lot of Alan from Helix. Just like
Yes.
there was a lot of I found a lot of similarities in the character, the very stoic, the by the book, just plow straight ahead, and just it took him a while to say, okay, yeah, something might be wrong or something is different. Here, and again, I'm not a huge Alan fan to begin with because I think he's dumb. So, like, pull your head out of your butt, man. I mean, seriously. Sort of thing. And how, you can draw some parallels. So Alan still carries a torch for
Jules.
It is Jules. I kept wanting to say Julia. That's not quite right. Maybe it is Julia. And then he's still got a thing for Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And holding on to, and scientists, CDC, epidemiologists.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Whoa, hello. I don't even want to know. That was. I swear to God, I just had a sound come on that sounded like Mario Kart was booting up.
We heard something.
Okay, you heard it too. I was like, it shouldn't have been. Oh, maybe it was echoing my Twitter notification. Maybe that's what it was. It just got amplified weird in it. Yeah, but I think it's kind of vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely like the good guy, the flawed hero, good guy kind of. He's kind of formulaic. I thought that, even though he's also formulaic, my probably favorite was Gus.
Yes.
He was probably my favorite of the characters. I thought that Satrakian was a little bit overdrawn.
As the scholar who knows everything and holds all the secrets.
Yeah.
And with the secret weapons stash. Oh, Julie, wait till you get there. You would never believe that being a pawnbroker was this exciting. Because dude's got bank.
Yeah. Especially a pawnbroker in Spanish Harlem. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, because this makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
When I think of a pawnbroker, I think of the
Pawn Stars.
Men in Black.
Oh.
The guy that played Monk.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just comes to me.
Nope. Right there with you on that one. I can totally see that. Okay, let's see. Zach. He's kind of the overdone, angsty teenager, kid.
He didn't annoy the hell out of me.
Yes,
I mean,
no.
he's kind of a kid, what the hell? He's a kid. It didn't make me crazy.
He started out okay, like he felt like he understood that he was between his mom and dad, and he was like the bargaining chip, and seemed to realize that F wasn't going to use him as a pawn in that battle, was trying hard not to, but really wasn't strong enough to really stand up to his mom and say, no, I want this, or I would like that.
How old was he?
I think as it progressed, 13.
Okay.
13.
Maybe he started as 11. I think he started book 1 as 11. And then
I guess it was. I was thinking, yeah.
I think it was 11, and then by the end of book 3, I think he was 13.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that sort of thing. I wanted to smack him upside his head by the end of book 3. He was just a little punk.
I haven't read book 3 yet. I've only gotten through book 2.
No, you'll see.
I see, because I wasn't ready to kill him at the end of book 2. So like,
just you wait. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when he goes through it, ends up. I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't mean you just don't want to smack the crap out of him. We're talking about Zach.
That's what
He's like, yeah, I know. Where does a line form? God, it's terrible to say about a kid, but holy crap, sort of thing. Abraham. He's kind of the one who's really starts off the story with his experiences with Stardew, the giant, and all that backstory. Was that too much? Not enough? Or did we get the information? I guess how did Del Toro do in doling out the information that Abraham was bringing with the exposition?
That's the older guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the old dude.
I think it really added to the story to have all that backstory there a bit from all his experiences. I don't think it would have made as much sense or been as interesting without all of it. I didn't think it was too much. I think it kind of played itself out where you get to the point where you pretty much know everything he knows, and then...
Right, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying hard not to do spoilers. It's something to look forward to.
Well, I now understand the importance of the beginning, but the beginning and then when it jumped, it was like, wow. It almost lost me. I almost gave up because I'm just thinking this makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I had a similar reaction to that. Why are we jumping back to, excuse me, Romania?
Yeah.
Was it Romania or Poland?
Yeah, I can't remember. I honestly don't remember, and that's pretty terrible because that was a pretty important part.
I think it was that he was at. My thing is I kind of have a problem with using. I kind of have a problem with using the Holocaust as a vehicle, unless it's handled really well. Like Sophie's Choice, it was handled really well. I don't know, a book about vampires and using the Holocaust. I don't know. I'm kind of. It's probably, the time I grew up and the kids I knew who, their grandparents or uncles or whatnot were Holocaust survivors. I'm kind of a little touchy about using that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, but I was really kind of torn about it. It was like, is this just also kind of like with the World Trade Center? Like, I don't know about it.
Again, they could have easily just have easily used Iwo Jima as the imagery, but I think that may have been the point, was like large scale awfulness, because that's a really good word and I can't think of the one that I want. They kind of drew the forces of the ancients, or the master at least, to him. But I agree. It may have been even a little more interesting to try to find something else.
Yeah.
Like another, to kind of maybe get that out to the forefront. So that perhaps a missed teaching opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, because Lord knows there are plenty of genocidal events in history that we could have drawn upon.
Yeah. But same thing with the Julie was saying. Really, kind of, where are we going with this? Why is this important? And it did take a while to tease it out. So.
And I think that came in. That was explained in the last book.
Yeah.
The whole picture, and I guess it kind of needed to use one of those very big historical events to kind of make the point that it was all orchestrated.
Mm-hmm.
Without giving anything away.
Right.
It all comes around. There's a reason, I think, why something so horrible was used as an example in the book.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just like one of those things, just kind of gives you the willies.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I was reading, when I was at that point, I was like, ooh, really? You need to go there?
Yeah. But the whole thing, it just makes you just really uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like, essentially, what it was. It's more than just a vampire story. In the end, it becomes a post-apocalyptic story.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly by the end of book 2, it's very clear that this is, an apocalyptical story.
Yeah.
Apocalyptical.
You know what? If awfulness can be a word, then apocalyptical will be. Get Merriam-Webster on the phone. We're going to start adding here. Okay, so who we've covered? We've covered Abraham. Let's see. How about Nina, his partner in more ways than one?
Nora?
And Nora. Why did I call her Nina? Oh, because I'm reading another book with the name Nina in it. But it starts with an N,
It's an N name.
Yeah. Any strong thoughts on her? At the beginning, I kind of found her a little. Like, okay, she's a little on the whiny side, maybe a little bossy, but the character grew on me, and she had to make some tough choices, and I can't say I would have made different choices than she did. It was.
Do you think that showed up in the first book? The second book, I think she more came into her own. The first book, she was kind of.
Yeah, so far it's kind of like she's just.
Like, oh yeah, she's the gratuitous love interest.
Yeah. She's just.
She does become important.
Right.
Yeah.
I expected her to not last very long. It wasn't very developed. The story wasn't developed at all, and it was just kind of annoying. And but she.
Yeah, she's annoying. That's.
Yeah. But surprisingly, she didn't die quickly, so that was interesting, and not quite sure whether it passes the Bechdel test, but the jury's still out on that one. That sort of thing. Kelly, okay, major dislike. I just No. Like you're using your child as a pawn. That's.
Although I
Yeah.
liked her better than I liked her dickweed boyfriend or husband or whatever he was. He was, oh my God.
Yeah, he was a douche.
Salesman.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, you were guy here, like sales. He worked at Sears, I think,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
worked at Sears and he got eaten by a zombie because he had to do the inventory. How lame is that?
And so what have we learned from this, Helena? That zombies don't like doing inventory.
Or doing inventory turns you into a zombie.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess you could read it that way too. He was bleh.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. Wasn't a huge fan of Kelly.
Mhm.
Um,
And it gets worse.
yeah. Although I thought it was an interesting exploration of how extreme love can be perverted into something else, and that was kind of a sobering thought for me. That the words they're not there tonight.
It's a long
You
day.
know what I mean? Yeah. It's been a stupid day. Filled with much stupid, and then stupid.
And more stupid.
Yeah. All right, you know what? I cannot get my head around this right now. So, Julia, thoughts on Kelly for the moment?
Right now, she's just annoying, and I feel like she's just like as you've talked about that she's just using Zach, right? Is it Zach? A pawn that she's, and it talks about how the reason why she is with Matt, and that he's I mean, he just sounds like a dull, boring human being, but she makes it sound like this is much better than being with someone who's smart and successful, and I'm sure there's more things. Obviously, I haven't hit the alcoholism thing yet, so obviously there's reasons why they split up. But so far, I'm not extremely fond of her.
And no, and I guess I just don't like the fact of that she's trying to take her son away from his father. So
Right.
you guys split up. Okay, that's fine. You could not.
You don't.
A lot of people can't. But to do that, you're denying him half of who he is.
Right.
And that's not fair.
And I'm sure I will like her even less than you because my husband's ex-wife did the same thing. So, so I'll probably dislike her.
Oh, God. It's like, why can't we just be adults,
Let's all just be grown-ups and yeah.
You won't like her at all.
Yeah, I'm getting the one, like the sci-fi movie. Please kill her. Please kill her.
Yes. Yes.
The most annoying dies last, or doesn't die at all.
As is the case, it's almost like they know who you were going to hate the most, and it's like, we're going to keep them around just to piss you off.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. But she plays an important part, over the whole overarching storyline. It's
not a good part.
No, it's not. Definitely not a good part. I just didn't like how she was portrayed, when she was human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, get over yourself, sweetie. Yeah, you're not all that. Yeah, and Helena brought up Gus earlier, and he's a cool character. Actually, he reminds me a lot of the Saul character in the We're Alive series. just the very much, you know,
Yeah.
let's just go, you know, dude, let me hit something.
Yeah, he does, and he's got that, oh God, that whole, he's a gang member with a heart kind of thing.
Yeah.
Basically he's a decent guy, and I liked him a lot. I thought, he is a type in movies and literature and whatnot, but I do like that type. I think he was an interesting character, and I think the way it plays out with him, stick your fingers in your ears there, Julia. I think that how he plays out as working for the other masters is kind of interesting, and I liked him.
He brought like the only really fire, the only real energy, for me at least, to the story. Everyone else was so grounded in the, okay, let's contain the problem, let's go solve this problem, let's run over here, let's get this piece of exposition, and oh, by the way, they're going after the quote unquote survivors are going after the ones they love the most first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Gus, who's just all emotion, but ends up being an extremely effective tool. Like you said, of the other ancients.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the one. He was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, I liked it when he hooked up with the Mexican street. Oh, that was, never mind. That was book 2, wasn't it? Remember?
I think he referenced. He referenced Cream in the first one.
Did they, the kids in Jersey City? I don't think so. But I did like that. I did like the whole thing with the Mexican prize fighter, and I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, him. That was, again, a little on the strange side. I'm not entirely sure why we needed that particular
It was just
story arc.
He was kind of a cool character. But
he is, and tragic.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Julie's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so there's a tragic Mexican character and a guy named Gus, and he fights a lot, and totally selling you on finishing this book, aren't we?
I am finishing. I'm going to finish. I have all 3.
Ah, very good. Very good. Jackie, what about you? What did you think about Gus?
I'm trying to remember who he was. I'm looking for him in the book to give me a hint.
He was with what's his face? That you know what? That was totally not helpful. He was with the guy who did the thing, and then they rode in the car and the stuff. Wow, I'm just gonna shut up now because that's not.
Who was he?
The guy in the beginning who he had the dirtbag like crackhead brother, and he was kind of a petty criminal.
Okay. I know who you're talking. Okay. Yeah. I remember that now. I did like him a lot. I did. I thought it was a great kind of little bit of humor. Just the street talk and, little, kind of lighter.
Like the swagger, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready to go out and say, we don't need to just sit here and talk about it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Let's go take care of it.
Yeah.
That was a real draw for me. Okay, Eldritch Palmer. Thoughts? Julia, has he been introduced?
When does he? Because some of the names I've not gotten all straight because they've thrown so many characters in.
Yeah, he is the guy, like the really rich guy who is like chronically ill.
Yes.
He's on dialysis.
Because they flipped to him. They introduced him, and I'm guessing obviously he
ends up being a pretty important part of this.
he must either know about what's going to happen, or something coming, because they said he's so ill, he's going to live to be forever old, or he's never going to die, or however they put it. So I'm assuming he is aware of what's happening. I mean, that's what they're leading to, or alluding to, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
But they've not, other than that part. That's all where I am with him. But I'm assuming he knows what's going on, and I'm not real sure about they've not explained the dirt box yet.
That will come into play.
Coffin with the dirt in.
That'll all come in.
Used all the people in the hospital. They talked to all of them.
The lawyer chick who, have you gotten to the point where she gets them all out?
Not yet.
Okay, guess what? She gets them all out. Sorry.
So once again, a lawyer is part of all of this.
Well, I mean, I knew if I sat in on this, I knew I was going to hear things. It doesn't bother me at all. By the time I'm reading through, I won't remember. I'll be, oh, I think I remember them talking about this.
He was, to me, he's just as selfish as Kelly in a completely different way.
Oh, he's worse. He's really worse. He's much more calculating, and it's kind of like if Warren Buffett weren't bad. It would be.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Evil Warren Buffett.
Very evil.
But how he's willing to sacrifice everything just so he doesn't have to die.
Right.
And it's not just sacrifice everything for himself, but everyone.
Right.
And I know there are a lot of people who, I'm sure, in that position who would think that way, that money can allow them to act and behave in ways that most people would find absolutely reprehensible. That, just because of his stature, he gets to control the fate of the world. So I loved his comeuppance. So.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else is out there that we need to put characters?
Vasily Fest.
Yes. I don't know. He was a slow grow on me, but by the end I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see him.
Blue collar
having the ultimate exterminator. Yeah, he was cool. I liked him.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very, I mean, street logical, as it were, or layman logical. Was able to see past any preconceived notions. Was able to toss them aside. Like, this is a completely new world we're looking at here. The structures that we're used to don't apply anymore, and I think that's where F struggled. Was trying to fit whatever this was going to happen into those familiar paradigms, and you had to be willing to throw them all out. And I think Vasily made that shift first.
Well, I loved that, he's an exterminator. He specialized in rats, rodents, and really nasty, nobody, not a cool thing, and how important his knowledge was throughout. Very important. He knew more sense on how to deal with things and what they were doing and the patterns that these vampires had that other people weren't seeing. So I thought that was really cool to bring somebody like that everybody would be like, oh, that's your job, that's disgusting, and how important it ended up becoming.
It would have been an interesting thing to see if they would have actually played on the three of their strengths rather than just having it's so fragmented, because
Yes.
Del Toro could have approached it in a different way to say, okay, you could have almost formed this super team. Like you've got the history and the lore, and you've got the practical application, and then you've got the scientists. So it's very interesting that they didn't choose to go that way.
Right.
With that, it was only like maybe one or two of the pieces were working in concert at any one time.
You're right.
It's kind of.
It's interesting.
Helena, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, I'm thinking particularly about the end of book one, with Satrakian having the heart attack or the cardiac incident or whatever he had, and that instead of taking the opportunity that Vasily had presented of having basically cornered the master, that they really had a shot to take him down, that Eve decided, oh no, he's going to fool around with Satrakian instead of, killing the big bad. And that exactly follows what you're saying, which is, instead of just playing on the strengths of everybody, that we basically revert to form and, oh, I'm the doctor, I'm the healer, I have to fix this guy, even though we have this creature who's going to destroy humankind. But I'm going to take care of this guy. And that absolutely plays into it. That I think that's, instead of playing up the strengths of the characters, that they just blew it. In book one, they blew it.
Now, do you think that's speaking to the human experience? Is that what we would choose to help someone else rather than take down a major foe?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of, at that point, everybody had an understanding what the implications of this infestation was, and that. So they knew what the stakes were, that Eve knew what the stakes were. And I would think that at that point you would kind of look at the greater good, I would think, but maybe not.
How when push comes to shove, if we revert to that natural protective state rather than fighting what's out there.
Maybe.
Just like, okay, I'm taking notes. Okay. Yep. All right. So we've got Satrakian, we've got Vasily. Was anyone else who was of major importance? Especially in book one. I mean, there's folks who become really important in the subsequent novels.
Well, we have our rock star, but he really, Bolivar, he doesn't really do much in book one other than be annoying. It's kind of like Ozzy Osbourne, really gone bad.
with slightly more of a clue.
Maybe.
So all the patients all do play roles throughout. I mean, they do continue. The survivors, I should say, not patients. The survivors.
Not really. The people from the plane are kind of a red herring, mostly. I'm trying to think, is there anybody who kind of...
Bolivar, he ends up playing a pretty critical role.
That's the rock star.
Yeah.
Right. Aww.
Oh, kitty.
Kitty. Oh my gosh, so cute.
No, he's bad.
bad kitty.
There you go.
Aww. Oh, yep. Yeah. yeah, that's a classic Jinx move right there.
But across the screen.
Yeah, right across the screen. And then if random things just started happening, it's because she stepped on the keyboard. Yeah, that's how she rolls. Okay, so how about this? We know it's going to make it into a movie. Do we think it's going to And I think, Helena, you said they were looking at maybe aiming for like 5 seasons?
Yeah, I think that when Del Toro pitched it to FX, that he was very concerned that it not be drawn out for like 15 years if it was successful, but that it have a firm date that it would end. I guess kind of like Breaking Bad, that this has got to end. But that they were looking at a 5-year thing, that it would, so I guess they would take it through all 3 books, and it would end with.
I guess the whole trilogy. Yeah, you'd almost have to. So, how do you think it'll translate? Because you can kind of skip over the graphic parts of how the virus is transmitted and what happens as it's taking over. Is it going to be too much for TV?
I'm very curious to see how they're going to do that, because it is really gross and graphic. It's very, you see it when you're reading it, and I wonder how far they're going to take that on the screen. I'm really curious to see that.
I think FX is doing this, and FX, remember, is the network that brought us Gemma stabbing her daughter-in-law in the head with a fork. So I don't think that they're going to have a problem with this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, they may do something where they may have to skirt around our genitals fall off.
Oh, surprise! Spoiler, Julia. I'm sorry. What?
Have you guys seen? If you follow them on Facebook, I haven't seen it so much on Twitter, but on Facebook, they keep releasing little tiny, like 15-second previews.
Yes.
And one that I saw today is pretty nasty. I mean, you just see what's going to happen next with the woman. You see her profile, and it starts. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the strain on Facebook that?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
so.
But it's also on Twitter, because I saw it as a tweet from the strain.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to actually stomach of watching it. Because I can kind of censor. It's like, okay, we're having some description here. All right, scrolling through. All right, there's a vampire.
You know what, though? It'll probably be...
But if you can handle vectors and the heat. Was that?
I was going to say, it'll probably be
I didn't hear you.
The first several episodes will probably be really graphic, and then it'll probably go more toward the story. Kind of like Walking Dead, the beginning was really nasty, and then you didn't see so much of the gore all the time.
True.
Maybe.
True. That's probably why I couldn't really watch the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead. That image on the pilot of the little zombie girl, that stayed with me. I mean, it was a hell of an opening.
Yeah.
But one I was not extremely comfortable with. But 5 seasons. You think they can do that?
Do they what? I'm sorry.
Do you think they could drag it out? To 5 seasons?
Oh yeah, I do. It'll probably get really weak after the 3rd season, and it'll be just like, okay, really, this is done. But yeah, I mean, they drag some of these things out. It's like, oh God, this should so be over.
And then the ones you don't want to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pours one out for Being Human.
Oh.
I did like that.
I know. Love Being Human. I has a sad. Oh well. Yeah, that sort of thing. I think putting the 3rd book onto the screen is probably going to be their biggest challenge.
Is it gorier or more complicated, or why?
Jackie, what would you say? It's not quite as action-oriented. There's like for me,
Right.
it's kind of a more of a long stretch. It's a little bit more.
A lot more of, I think it's a lot more the backstory and everything coming together and being explained.
Yeah.
So if maybe they'll do that a little bit throughout.
That'll be interesting to see. Otherwise, it'll real that last season will really drag. Otherwise,
Right. Right.
yeah. Not that it's not interesting, but in a visual form.
Right. I agree.
I totally agree with you.
A lot of Kelly chasing Zach.
Right. Exactly. It's like, can you both just kill them both, please? Let's be done with it.
Right.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Yeah. I agree. Anything else you guys want to touch on?
I've got nothing.
Chili's like, I don't know. They're.
What's next week? What's next month's book?
Oh, Jackie.
Okay, well, I'm here. Okay, I found a few, and I'm going to try to pull them up. I found them today.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to pull them up without, I don't think I'll lose you when I do this. I hope not.
You should be able to open another tab in your browser.
Yeah, it's a different one. Okay. Can you still see me, though, and hear me when I'm doing this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. As long as you've got the light of your webcams running, is on. Yep.
Okay. One is called Season of the Harvest.
Okay.
Y'all have heard of that one. Just kind of do a little bit of description here. It got 4.5 stars on Amazon, and the Kindle price is free.
Ooh.
So, let me see. Something about. Oh, hi, here I see this. Band of renegades trying to save the world's food supply. And something about genetically engineered food that ends up killing off the population. So that's, I'm trying to scroll through and it won't let me really. Yeah, a revolutionary strain of corn is being developed and the FBI's involved, and one of the reviews says it's part X-Files, part CSI, part Jason Bourne.
Ooh.
That kind of seems interesting.
That sounds kind of cool.
So another one is called Cyberstorm, and that was pretty cheap on Kindle too. It was $2.99, and it also had 4.5 stars on there.
I thought you said it was also going to be about corn. I was like, well, that's.
Oh,
It's a corn theme.
Corn apocalypse.
This one is actually being made into a movie.
So the Cyberstorm?
Yes, and the guy who does House of Cards is adapting the screenplay for it.
Ooh. We just started watching that.
Oh.
Oh, it's good. It's so good.
Is that only available on HBO?
Yeah, we watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what we did.
On Netflix, okay.
The second season isn't out yet, so I haven't seen it. But
No, we're like halfway through season 1. But, okay, so this one, is it Cyberstorm? This is several different crazy things are happening here. I'm trying to read it. Let's see. Well, the internet goes down all over the world, and bizarre string of disasters start tearing apart the world. Bird flu starts raging. They don't know if it's a terrorist attack or what's going on. This one sounds... So they're trying to figure out if it's terrorism or something else. That's two. Sorry for the
full.
really awesome descriptions here. Without having to read the whole thing.
Right.
The third one is called Obsolescence. Obsolescence. And it's also had 4.5 stars, actually 4.5. 4.6, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, so even better. Okay, this is a guy who is working, rounding up criminals and terrorists and eliminating the bad people of society. And he works with genetically enhanced clones. And the people that he's working with are suddenly disappearing and showing up dead. So, yeah, I don't know if it's like Attack of the Clones or...
Actually, almost sounds like Almost Human.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that. And I hate that I never watched it.
Yeah.
So these are all pretty new. I was kind of fascinated with the one that's being made into a movie.
They all sound really cool.
Yeah, they're all like, you know, if we didn't read them for book club, I'd probably read them anyway.
The clones or the corn?
Bird flu. Which ones do you? I don't know.
Cyberstorm was the one they're optioning for a movie, right?
Yeah.
So there was Season of the Harvest, Cyberstorm, and Obsolescence.
Yes. Do you want to vote?
They all sound awesome.
Or instead of just picking one right now, or
if there's one that speaks to you, like the Cyberstorm, just say go for it.
does it sound good to you guys?
Sounds great to me.
Cyberstorm?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's call it Cyberstorm.
Okay, I'm gonna just send that out. So it'd be May. Okay.
Do you know who it's
Sorry,
from?
you talk amongst yourselves. I'm just gonna put this out there.
It's by Matthew Mather. Looks like.
Wow, didn't even come close on spelling that right.
Matthew Mather, Cyberstorm.
It's only $2.99 on Kindle.
Okay. Really?
Totally don't know what I did with my camera.
Sometimes what?
I have my crazy.
Oh no! Oh no! Helena's got the Google Effects app.
Oh no! I was like, oh, I think I'll
Bad things happen when you use that app.
What's that?
Okay, we won't use that then.
Oh no! But that's actually kind of fun. I think you do the Hangout Toolbox. I forget. No, I'm just not even about worry about it.
Yeah, all I need to do is make things even more complicated than they are.
Oh. I was trying to get to somebody else. Why did it to me?
She did it.
Oh dear God! All right.
Oh, it gets better. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like we're totally like adult here.
Oh. Yes. Oh. Okay, let's see. What did I find here? Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Oh, here we go. Effects.
I'm showing you my house. What is going wrong with my camera?
I don't know.
Sometimes Google does strange things. Jackie, who's it by again? Cyberstorm?
Matthew. I think Mather, M-A-T-H-E-R.
M-A-T-H-E-R? Oh, wait, no, it gets better. It gets better. I've got more. Oh, this is my favorite right here. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait. Oh, let me see. Face effects. Oh, wait do you see this one? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Face paste. You can do this. Okay, but wait, let's see what happens on this one. I forgot. Oh, damn it, I just gave myself a fro. Yeah. I said you do bad things. I found the fun one. Yay. Yay, I found fun. Okay, it's loading. Oh. Now this right here is creepy.
Yes.
Yeah, yes it is. Oh. And of course now you have this. Oh. What happens if you do this? Oh my God! Wow! Wow! What is it?
Don't set the puppy on fire!
Oh, wow! It's like, it's like the Google webcam effects. Yeah. I really need to stop doing this stuff. Okay, I'm going to shut that down because that's just getting silly. Okay. So you can just do all sorts of random stuff with that. Oh, okay, well,